This is for the non-believer, the lost and yet to be found. This is for the enslaved. This is for the seeker seeking and the church folks claiming to be saved. This is for the agnostic and the atheist, denying the supernatural on an intellectual basis. This is for the Christian carrying guilt, coming before God with Adam and Eve's fig leaves covering their faces. This is for OMG, texting his initial in vain. Because only in suffering and pain will you conjure up reverence for his name, claiming he's yours, but no idea who he really is. Because lost in the translation of the keyboard is his holiness.
I was recently told that you can't lead someone where you haven't been. That you can't take someone where you yourself haven't experienced. That's what I was told. And we're talking this week about unleashing, God unleashing the church on the world to shake things up. But I believe that before God unleashes his bride, unleashes the church, he wants to unleash himself on her. I want you to think of spiritual warfare in the context of the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God. Colossians 1 verse 13 says how God took us from the kingdom of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of God. The day you received Christ, the day you surrendered it, God literally went and penetrated darkness and escorted you out and transferred you from one kingdom to the next. Now, kingdom implies there's a ruler, there's a king, and he just described in Colossians 1:13 that there are two kingdoms. That means there's a battle. And you and I are caught in the middle. Who's your king? Who's your general? Because you can't fight for both.
This is for making the case for the greatness of God. This is for a God that loves me like no other, when I hated him with my life of rejection. This is OMG for the resurrection. This poem is for the hand that feeds me. And OMG is to acknowledge him as such. This is because keeping the vanity of his name from my mouth isn't asking too much.
How do I become a slave? I accept, I present, and then I obey. I accept at the heart level. I come into agreement with the seed that's planted. Whether it's something said to me or something shown to me, I come into agreement with it, and then I present myself. I present myself to whoever the slave master is, whether it's sin or God. I present myself. I offer myself up as an instrument to be used at the master's will. And then once I do that, I'm in obedient mode. I'm going to obey, meaning I'm going to come under authority. I'm going to submit. Somewhere along the line, the gospel has stopped being the inspiration for some. More inspired by how-to, strategies, success, blessings. I wonder what went through Jesus' mind when he stood here, nails piercing each hand, penetrating his feet, a crown of thorns pressed into his head, blood racing down his body. You can't even recognize him. See, as a Christian, I'm in trouble when that stops being my inspiration.
This is for his divine introspection to wrap himself in his own perfection. This is for the light in him that still shines in my darkest moments. This is OMG for my faith and why I own it. OMG, oh my God.